Hey everybody. Sorry I've been offline for the past couple of days. I have been crazy busy, but I have been getting your questions and I will answer them now. First question has to do with training, and I'll just kind of rephrase the question for the person because I know what they're asking. Really, they're asking what's the difference between volume, meaning training a lot of reps and sets, versus training heavy. And both of them are important. Volume is where you're going to get your hypertrophy. That's your muscle building. So you need to have enough volume. That means enough reps and sets. The important thing here is, what is the percentage of your 1 rep max that you're doing the volume with. So after a very, very thorough warm up, and those of you that have seen me warm up or have warmed up with me, basically the older you are, the stronger you are, the more warm up you need. I'll say that again. The older you are, the stronger you are, the more warm up you need. So my 1 hour groups, the first half hour, they will tell you it's a really long, hard warm up. That's not necessarily part of the quote unquote volume that I'm talking about. A lot of that is prehab, meaning we're doing things in ranges of motion to prevent injury, to get joints lubricated, to get blood flow going. Once we're warmed up, we're going to get about 5 to 8, depending on what we're doing, sets of repetitions with whatever the main lift is in the 5 to 8 to 10 rep range, depending again on what we're doing. If we're doing barbell as opposed to dumbbells, we might do more repetitions, greater range of motion, less weight. But the high volume guys, and that's what I mean. It's enough sets and reps with about 70 to 80% of what your 1 rep max is. That's where the payoff is going to be for hypertrophy. This is well studied, well understood science. As opposed to training heavy. Now, it's not that you don't get any muscle hypertrophy when you train heavy. You absolutely do. It's just that training heavy is more training of your nervous system, which is also really, really important. The problem is that training heavy is where people get hurt, but it's your biggest payoff in terms of progress. So if you want your muscles to increase in size and strength, you have to get enough load in you. You have to feel that it's literally called intensity. The intensity of the repetition, meaning the percentage of your 1 rep max is intensity. It's not, oh my God, I'm going as hard as I can for half an hour on a bike. That's not what intensity means in the training world. Intensity means the percentage of your 1 rep max. So it is important to kind of go to that well every once in a while and do a 5 rep max, do a 3 rep max, do a 1 rep max. When it comes to training people that aren't super accomplished or well trained, 5 rep max is plenty, because the more you get to a 1 rep max, the more you rely on technique. And the heavier it is, the easier it is to get hurt. Strength, guys, I don't give a shit what anybody says. It is mostly technique. It is not mostly how big your muscles are. It is mostly the technique. And the technique is what I mean by training your nervous system. You're literally doing things in your brain. You're laying down myelin in your brain that's telling your muscles what to do. It's firing the muscles harder. That is why you can look at a 175 to 185 pound Olympic lifter, and they will throw 400 plus pounds over their head. That has nothing to do with the amount of muscle on their body. It has to do with how their central nervous system is trained. I should say it has very little to do with the amount of muscle on their body compared to how well trained their nervous system is. So that's why it's so important to train heavy for those that can. Obviously, if you have injuries, so when you train heavy, it's the weakest link that will break down. So if you have a jacked up wrist that you've never attended to because you're silly, then when you lift heavy, it's going to be your wrist that breaks down. Or if it's your elbow, it'll be your elbow that breaks down. If it's your shoulder, it's your shoulder that'll break down. If it's your neck, it'll be your neck that breaks down. That's why everything matters. If you have pain, you have to fix it. Because when it comes to training, you get enough intensity behind you and you'll get exposed. But if you want the benefit of those right there, baby, you want a pipe, boom, Yeah. You want that? Then you got to train hard, guys. Meaning you got to train with enough weight and enough volume. Then you got to rest, and then you got to eat. And then you got to do all the other things we've been talking about for the past how many UTCs and 40-day challenges, all those things to help you recover and get better. All right, guys, that's enough for today. Have a great rest of the day. I will be making dinner later. Check it out.